I was born in South Georgia, and I was raised in a Holiness Baptist church, and with two wonderful parents. And they prayed every night. We all prayed every night together. And I heard them many times praying over their children. So that was instilled in me. I always went to church, even in my single life, but I never got involved. I just stayed in the shadows and just believed in Jesus Christ all my life, but never would make a commitment. And one night, after listening to Charles Stanley, the Lord moved on me, and I got down on my knees and committed my life to God in service for Him. I haven't always lived the best and done it exactly like I should, but I love the Lord.
I was born in a little town called Shawinigan in Canada, about 100 miles from the city of Montreal. I grew up there, went all the way through high school there, played ice hockey. We attended an Anglican church as a family. My mother was the driving factor in that, and made sure that we went to Sunday school and went to church and attended it on a regular basis. I came to the United States the first time in my junior and senior year in 1969, and went to Virginia to a military school so that I could further continue my golfing and hopefully get a scholarship for college. I went to Columbus College at that time in Columbus, Georgia, scholarship for 4 years. It helped pay my tuition and all my expenses. We actually had a friend that introduced us and wanted to get us together. And it took a while to coordinate or get that scheduled. And she scheduled lunch with a golfing buddy of mine and her, and then Kathy and I. And in fact, she nearly tried to run me over in a parking lot. That's another story.
I didn't run him over. Vivi is one of my best friends from Columbus, and she kept telling me that there was a really nice guy that she wanted to introduce me to, so we all had lunch together, and it started out as a really nice friendship. We came to Panama City on a weekend and visited one of my best friends that lives down the street. And that weekend, he passed the test with my girlfriend.
And her husband.
and her husband. I had a very good offer to move to this area. I'm a sales rep for a food service company.
So I contacted and put my resume out down in here, and somebody hired me. And we decided to get married, and had a beautiful wedding on the beach.
I love the sand in my toes.
And then we started coming to the church and fell in love with the church. And meeting with Greg every Wednesday, just to discuss things that were going on in my life and his. We just had things we talked about, and he brought me to the Lord. When I joined the church and got baptized, I felt like I needed to participate in the church more, not just show up and sit in a pew and fill a seat.
August the 7th, 2018, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was headed to meet my boss for a meeting, and a driver had stopped at the red light, and it was green, and instead of leaving the red light, the green light, he sit there, and I rear-ended him, and it crushed both of my ankles. the motor came up into the car, and by the grace of God, it stopped at my feet. I was in so much pain, and people ran to the car and pulled me out, and my bones were sticking out of my feet, and all I could scream out was, "God save me." I was so scared that I was going to die at that moment.
I got a call not long after the accident, and they said it was a hospital and said my wife had been in an accident, but please don't rush to the hospital, that she's okay. When I got there, I found out the rest of the story, that the hospital didn't want me to drive too fast and get in a wreck myself trying to get to the hospital. She was in the emergency room. She was all bandaged up and what they call fixated, and it was just terrible.
Well, I was in so much pain, but the doctor came in and told me that she could possibly save my feet, especially my left foot. My right foot was damaged really, really bad, and possibly I could lose my right foot. And everybody said my room looked like a funeral home. I had so many flowers from so many people that cared and were worried about me. I really found out then what a church family is all about. And thank God for my phone, that I could listen to Christian music. That's what I had blaring in my room at the hospital constantly. All the nurses would come in and just start singing with me sometimes, you know. I leaned on the Lord and everyone's prayers.
I got the opportunity to become a deacon of the church, and that was a moving moment with her in a wheelchair, couldn't walk, and we had to go up front in front of the whole church and get blessed by all the deacons, and it was just a moving moment for both of us.
After the hurricane, I had graduated to a walker and was having physical therapy 3 times a week. And Larry was bringing me back and forth to church and to, shopping with my wheelchair. February the 7th of 2019, and I was still on a walker and had not been released to drive yet. And the doctor said, "You need to immediately go to the hospital at Fort Walton."
When it hit me, I was out of it. When they told her to go to Fort Walton and get me there, I was unaware of anything. I didn't even know I was there. I was in intensive care for 14 days, 10 to 14 days. And they did a biopsy. Cancer wound up being large B-cell lymphoma in my brain. Somebody suggested maybe we wanted to go to the Mayo Clinic, and that was the best decision we made.
No, I was still having physical therapy and quite a bit of pain in my feet. It was really hard to drive, but we made it. We loaded up and went to Jacksonville, and with the help of fine doctors and the mighty healing hand of God, He's with us today.
Through all this, the prayers from the church, we could feel the presence of people praying for us. And it was just amazing. And all the people in our Sunday school class, the church, and the church family was just amazing.
We are just so thankful for all of you. We love you so much, and thank you for your prayers and your steadiness through all of this with us, your steadfastness. And we thank God that we are here today. And we just are amazed that we have just one more day every day, one day at a time. And can you believe it or not, we're having Bible study
study.
here on Monday night
At our house.
at our house.